I can state emphatically that the persistence of the standoff is disastrous to American security interests in the Gulf, and we're united on that. American regional security planning assumes the presence of a coalition which works together and with the United States to counter the very real and active threat of Iran. The failure of the rumored U.S. GCC summit, which was to have been held before Ramadan, is just the most visible symbol of this problem. Now, let me talk about the GCC potential, and I will differ with the other two panelists. I don't think the GCC is dead. I have spent much of my career as a bureaucrat, and I can tell you that bureaucratic organizations never really entirely go away. They tend to go into hibernation, and they can reemerge like a butterfly from a chrysalis. I drove past the GCC headquarters building. There was no for sale sign. It is not being turned into an ice rink. And it can be just as effective after a political decision is made as before it was. The Iranian missile threat is real, and the best way to defend against it is by setting up layers of sensors and interceptors. If one has to defend Tehran or Riyadh from Iranian missiles fired from Iran, the best location for a sensor to pick up and track those missiles and pass the information to firing batteries is in Qatar. Full stop. That's geography. You can't argue with it. The best sensor will be Qatar's FPS-132 early warning radar, which Qatar just announced the sale of in December. This is a more modern version of the radar we have on Cape Cod, which defends the American homeland. Only an integrated air and missile defense command and control system can adequately defend the GCC's airspace against what is likely to be multiple fired missiles in salvos at the same target. And that system cannot meet its full potential with a big hole in the middle. Military people recognize that, so that's the military logic. Unfortunately, we are at a place in the standoff where irrationality is starting to gain the upper hand. States are threatening to take actions either solely to assert their national sovereignty, which is always a bad sign, or to spite their adversaries. If this mindset takes further hold, and it appears to be on the way to doing so, then both sides in the dispute are at risk of doing themselves serious harm. Pride often supersedes judgment, and we're on a road to where we risk pride becoming the lead motivator in this dispute.